Hello, lovelies. How are you guys today? So, welcome to March. I hope you guys are doing well. So, I'm doing another project with the Junk Journal Divas Facebook group. So, they're called Junk Journal Divas, and KriRama, she has a YouTube page. I will link all of this stuff in the description below. She is doing her Diva Delight project, and it's a mixed media prompt project. And you know, if you've been following me, you know how I loved prompt challenges. So that's what we're doing. This series is going to be just for 4 weeks. Pick some prompts, and the goal is to explore different mediums that you have at home. And one thing that can be kind of challenging is using what you have on hand. So if I pick a card, there may be things I don't have as far as materials and stuff. And this will be helpful to maybe brainstorm some things that you can use if you don't have it. So I will list this week's prompts in the description below. And I really encourage you guys to go over to the Facebook group, Junk Journal Divas, and join the group and follow along. I believe Kristen is going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the month. So if you're interested in that, or you just want to sit back and craft along and do whatever for, something in the background. So let's get started. First, I wanted to talk about the book I'm using. I went ahead and made a journal. Again, it's using stuff that we have at home. And I had a lot of this construction paper, which I don't really create with, but I have a lot of it. So I just did an accordion fold and taped the pages together. Okay. So then I created a cover. I'm not quite done with it. This is a mixed media. I did like a grid. If you look at it this way, it kind of looks like a bicycle. Let's see if I can grab the rest of the ones that I did. If I find them, I'll show you. This is the one I'm going to put on the cover here. And if you see here, I did a technique with the glue gun. So I just put some glue down and made some designs. Actually, what I did is I stamped some stamps, and then I just traced it with my glue, and then I put some tissue paper over it with some watered down glue. So this will be my cover. My plan is to, which I haven't done yet, if you can see the textures, just go over it lightly with some paint. But if you're interested in seeing me doing that, leave a comment down below and I'll wait. Otherwise, I might work on it off camera. So this is going to be my March Mixed Media Journal prompt. And this is going to be the little cover. And then I went ahead, so what I did to stiffen this up is I put a piece of cardboard, which is like a recycled food boxes, to stiffen it up. I actually have this upside down. And I went ahead, again, this is using what you have. So I had these little kind of like lace. Basically, I put 3 pages together, sewed around it, and cut through. If you're interested in seeing how I did this, please leave a comment below, and I would be more than happy to do a video. This is just the paper ruffle that I make. If you're interested in that, I got this idea off of Natasha from Treasure Books. And then I just found this cute little image. It reminds me of myself when I was that age, only I had blonde hair. But I loved kitties, and I would carry them around, and some of them were okay with letting me do that. So this, I was just using up what I have. So this will be the first page that we're going to use today. So what I'm going to do is I have my box. I just have this week's prompts in here. And I'm just going to draw one. So I'm going to draw 3 for 5. So it's not going to be Saturday or Sunday, just Monday through Friday. I know this is Friday at the video, at the timing. At the time of this video. So I'm just going to draw 3. Let's see, I got numbers. That's a blank one. Ooh, buttons. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, and napkin. Okay, so these are my 3 prompts. Numbers, napkin, and buttons. Let me gather my surprise. Oh my goodness. I haven't done a video in a while. Supplies, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, lovelies, I'm back. I went ahead and gessoed my pages a little bit, and I got some coffee. But if you don't have gesso, you can just use white paint. I didn't have white paint. I mean, excuse me, I didn't have gesso for quite a while. I finally got some. And I had a lovely friend gift me some napkins, which was great because all I had was like white ones. So I found this in the stash. And the reason I chose this one is because I wanted to use this as my focal point. And I got these pictures out of a book called 101 Movies. So I spent an afternoon kind of cutting the pictures out, and they're all mostly black and white of movies, obviously, because it's 101 movies. I don't know what movie this is from, but I really like it for whatever reason. I'm not much of a clown person, but what I find interesting in this photo is they're looking this way. Their eyes are all focusing on something over there. I'm sorry. So without knowing what the movie is, I mean, I could look it up, but I thought I would create my piece around this picture. And I thought this looked pretty, well, it would go because, you know, most clowns or circus people are gypsies. And they, you know, go from town to town, you know. So I thought this looked pretty gypsy or caravanish, and I know I'm just going to split these up. So one of the things I wanted to mention is professional development. So, you know, when you have a regular job, sometimes you have these professional development things you have to do. I always feel as an artist, there should be some professional development going on. And I do have a series on my channel called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And so that's one of my goals for this year as a professional. I don't really consider myself a professional artist, but it is my job as an artist to grow and hopefully inspire others. And the other thing I wanted to do this year as professional development is tell more of a story in my art pieces. Because, you know, for me, art is storytelling. So I just thought I'd put that out there. I got some wax paper out when I gessoed. What I thought I'd do is use this trick where they use a wet paintbrush to cut the napkin. So what I thought I'd do is make like a curtain, kind of. I don't really know. I sat here for quite a while trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Oh, I got my buttons. So buttons, napkins, and numbers. So I do have this stamp set of numbers. I'm missing my favorite number, of course, 7, but I'm still going to use it. If you don't have stamps, you can write numbers down, cut some numbers out of a magazine or something. So that's another idea. So what I thought I'd do is put my napkin down, get a wet paintbrush, and do this technique I've seen before. Instead of cutting it, you can just wet it and it should cut. So I thought I would kind of do like a curtain and then kind of set a scene, I suppose. Okay, so take that off. Put that here. And I guess I could use, to glue it down, I didn't think that far ahead. But let's just lay this down and think for a minute. I was going to put them here and then have them looking at something, which I hadn't quite figured out, but I have this kind of, it's kind of a gypsy looking, and it says buttons, so I thought maybe they're looking at this thing. You know? I don't know, and put some numbers in the background. Obviously, when you're doing a mixed media art, you can use anything you want. You know, for prompts, it's basically, you would definitely want to use the prompts that are given and then create your story or your picture around it. So my thoughts for this, to make it a little more interesting, is to cut around these figures so that they're kind of Yeah, so it's not so square, I guess. And then for me, I need to anchor it down here with something. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fussy cut around here. I don't know if I should glue this down. I'm not going to glue this down yet, just in case I change my mind. From doing these prompt collages, you can see a video series on my channel. I'm trying to take it a little more slow, but still be, I don't want to say impulsive, but what's the word I'm looking for? I guess intuitive, but oftentimes I find myself going too fast and then regretting a step. So I'm just going to lay this down, fussy cut this, and I won't pain you and have you watch me do that. Okay, so, oops, I went ahead and cut their silhouettes out. And then I was just thinking, I need something more. So I was going through my magazines and I found this. So I kind of thought maybe if we have the tiger coming out of the side of the page, that's what they're looking at. Like, oh no, the tiger's loose or something. And then I found this beautiful image, which I love, but I changed my mind. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to save it for another time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I think I'll use this as what these clowns are looking at. So how are you guys today? I want to welcome you to my channel. Thank you. If you're new, I appreciate you stopping by. I would love to hear your ideas. Sorry about that, puppies. Thoughts, chats, whatever. And if you're going to be maybe heading over to the Junk Journal Divas page on Facebook. They're a great group of gals. So we can use this somehow. But then as I was cutting, I saw this wolf. He looks pretty ferocious. Maybe we could, you know, have a little bit of a play and see if we can do something with this. Something interesting. Let me zoom you in a little more so we can have a play and maybe not use that. So we can have this curtain or something, napkin. These guys down here, so they're looking up. They could be looking up at this wolf. Or they could be looking up at the tiger. Which one do you think, tiger or wolf? Tiger or the wolf? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, tiger seems more apt, but then the wolf looks more scary. But we'll just, I want to use the wolf, but I think I really want to use the tiger. So, shall we have it? I guess it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. We can have that there. And then we need some buttons to anchor these guys. I'm not really sure. I thought about putting them down at the bottom of the page like this. Over maybe this way. And then the tiger up here. If I was doing a double spread, I'd probably put it over here or up here. But could do that. And then for buttons, not sure. Oh, I got to do numbers. So maybe, Okay, so there's that. And my other thought was to use this button, and put my button in here. And consider it like a balloon. They're looking up at a balloon. And then have the number stamps come down like or draw or write numbers. You know, the balloon string. Maybe just write some numbers on there. But, yeah, that was a thought too. So I'm not sure. Or we could do both. But if we do the tiger, I feel like it needs a platform. So we could use some buttons. We could just put some buttons down or something. Here's the buttons if you want to look with me. Maybe try to find some. Oh, there's an orange one that's kind of, and then another orange one, kind of big. Or we can find some more blue ones. Anyway, buttons are fun, aren't they? There's a blue one. Buttons is plural, so I guess we have to have more than one. Use this button. I don't know. And then I could doodle on it and just draw on top. All right. Well, some more flat ones. I love these orange ones. They're too big. They're going to bulk up my page. I'll use the green and the blue. That's too bulky. Well, let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to just get, what am I going to use? I'm just going to get some regular school glue. And I didn't make any up. I'm just going to put some on a plate here with some water, kind of dilute it a little bit and get the napkin down. Because I'm pretty solid on that. And I forgot, where did I do? Okay, sorry, I found my studio towel. It was on the floor, of course. So let's go ahead, water down some glue. Let's get this down. Maybe something will come up as we go along. Kind of want to put it almost to the edge, but leave it, see where that crease is so it's not on the crease so much. There, we'll just stick it down. Oops, let's see. I haven't really worked with napkins much. Like I said, I've got a few at the dollar store, white ones. I have used some for collage before, but none of these fancy ones here. Okay, there's that. We'll let that dry. Put this over here and maybe work on the background a little bit before we put some other things down. So why not just do some numbers just as a background piece. I actually rearranged my studio, actually moved my whole studio, and that is why I haven't had too many videos up lately. Lots of fun changes happening in my life. So I moved the studio to the back part of the house, which is like, it's kind of like a long rectangle. So half of it's my studio and the other half is the living room. And I can go into more detail about that if you want. Some people enjoy having, you know, little tidbits of their creators and what's going on in their lives. That's not working out too good, is it? Let's just work on maybe, and these aren't sticking. Well, we'll do 3 back by the 3. I suppose if it doesn't work out, we'll just paint over it, right? Do the 2 here. Again, the 4 is stuck on there pretty good. And the 5 was over here. Let's do 8, 9 up here again, maybe. I don't know how this is looking, but it's a start. And why not a 6? Okay. What do we want to do down here? That was 8 and 9 down here. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm going to leave it because I can always go in later. What else could we put? We could do some more collage stuff. But in the meantime, we can play around with... I think I'm just going to go ahead and put them at the bottom. Put the tiger up here. And then we can figure out what to do after that. I'm just going to go ahead and commit myself to this composition and then just play around with more details or something. So mixed media isn't my strongest point. I love doing it. I love playing with my supplies. Sometimes, you know, like anything, they don't always turn out the way I imagined it. And then sometimes it turns out better than I imagined. So I just really, you know, enjoy playing, and these challenges just help me stretch my imagination and then stretch what I have instead of thinking, oh, you need to go and buy this and that, and I want everything. And I know I've mentioned this in videos before, so I'm sure y'all can relate. Okay, there's the tiger. Okay, so I think we got our collage down. We got our focal points. Well, at least we have 1, 2, 3, I guess. And we can get some paint and build it up a little bit, meaning create some interest, some depth, lights and darks, because, you know, obviously this isn't finished and it needs more. It's kind of got a story going on, and I got to figure out these buttons too. Well, you know, the tiger could have a crown of buttons or something. Or we could just put the buttons along the curtain. I think I want to paint in the curtain a little bit more, so I'm going to get some white paint. I might mix a few colors. Okay, I got my white paint. I kind of started and realized I hadn't pressed play. I'm going to try and just get some of this paint around of the cutouts to see if we can get it to kind of be one with the picture, you know, with not so many hard edges. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but you can see what I'm doing just a little bit, but not on his face. Kind of just merge the images so they don't look so cut out. Does that make sense? Yeah, probably does. Maybe we don't want too much of that on there. Maybe a little bit. I can try and mix some of this blue and add some blue in the back. Let me do that. Okay, I went ahead and tried to mix some of this, and so what I used is I had white, and then I used some blue, which is cerulean blue. I added a touch of crimson. Oops, sorry. That got slightly purpley, so I just added a little bit more blue, and I think that's as close as I'm going to get to this blue color. It's another one of those professional development things I'm doing is, again, using the paint that I have and really learning to see color, if they have more blues or purple tones or warm or warm or cool tones, that kind of thing. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this napkin and put it on my tissue paper because I kind of want it to be subtle, because we got too many, I don't want to say too many colors, but we have a few colors going on and I don't want it to take away from the piece. I'm trying to learn about limited color palettes, that sort of thing too. Excuse me, sorry. Just all the kind of different techniques I'm learning along the way by watching other folks on YouTube or reading like books. They always say it's good to read books of artists that you love and admire, because they always have some techniques that they share and usually results in their successful paintings, like colors and shadows and stuff like that. So just an idea, but you guys are smart and probably already knew that. So we got a little bit of color coming through here. It looks a little bit disconnected, although these guys are anchored down here. I know maybe I'm overthinking it because it's just a collage prompt play. But again, I'm just really trying to hone into some skills. And I cannot forget to do the buttons, guys. I'm going to walk away here and forget to glue these buttons on. I'm going to use one of my favorite paint palettes. It's the Derwent Graphite Paint Pan Pocket Set, because it gives a lot of darks. And I don't have to worry about mixing colors that I don't have. So I think I'm going to go with the blue, which is ocean blue. I just may not be what I'm thinking, but I think I want to anchor the tiger a little bit. And I do realize I'm putting kind of this watercolor onto acrylic, which I don't know if that's a thing or something you're not supposed to do. I'm going to go back to some steel blue here. Try not to go over the 8. I may have to come in with just a charcoal pencil or something. Maybe we can blend it in with the 8 and he can be anchored to the 8. The number 8 is what I'm saying. Trying to say here. The 8 and the 9 somehow. Why not? We're playing, we're experimenting, where we get ideas and practice techniques, of course. So I just encourage you guys to play. Let's see, there's a 9. So if we go a little darker up here, I don't know, it's interesting anyway. Okay. I don't know, we are losing the tiger in here somewhere, I think. Okay. And this is all right. Maybe. Let's try and darken it. Let's see what happens. Nothing probably bad will. Hello, Roscoe. I made sure that you wouldn't have to experience too much snoring on this video. We just came in from outside, so they haven't really settled into their snory rest state that always happens right when I do videos. But I know some of you may not appreciate the snoring puppies in the background, although I've got quite a few nice comments saying they didn't mind and that it kind of made them chuckle, so I appreciate that, guys. Okay, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I could add a sentiment too that kind of captures the whole scene as well. I can't think of anything off the top of my head because I'm really not a witty person, although I have my moments. But I do have a few sentiments left that was gifted to me. It's like kind of like sticker paper. What am I thinking? Let's put a little bit here and use the finger tool. So, I don't know, in my mind I'm imagining the tiger's crawling on the numbers. Maybe that's symbolic for a tightrope, because maybe the tiger is walking on the tightrope and they're like, is that part of the act? I don't remember. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking in this piece. Okay, I may add some blue. What do you think? That's pulling it together a little bit, maybe. Don't know. It could be like a dream, you know, a dream state where some things are clear in your dream and then other things are fuzzy. Interesting thought. Grunging it up a little bit, I suppose. Bring some of that blue up here, maybe. Anyway, guys, I hope you join or do some sort of challenge or challenge yourself, whether it be a collage prompt or a book series or something that challenges you. Yeah. Okay, so buttons. We cannot forget the buttons. Maybe, since that looks a little disconnected, he could be having buttons come out of his mouth, because I don't really like this area here. Trying to not distort. It could be a thought bubble. Ooh, maybe that's what they're thinking. Okay, I'm going to do that just for fun. Let me get a few more buttons. See, you never know how this is going to turn out. It's actually probably the first, maybe even humorous piece I've ever done in my life, but it's just kind of coming together. So now it's going to be a thought bubble. Yay! Neat. Neato. I'm just going to do some of these little white buttons here. So I suppose they're all thinking at the same time. Yeah. Poor Roscoe wants to get up on my chair. Usually I have my rolly computer chair, and one of the dogs is sitting in that. And then I have another chair. It's kind of a big, fancy chair that you would like read in it or something. I have a dog sitting there. So now I'm sitting on a folding chair, and Roscoe just has to be with his people. All right, let me fix this and glue these down, and then we'll draw the speech bubble, or the thought bubble, and come up with maybe a clever, witty something. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I went ahead and went in with the heat tool to get this dried, and you know how when you move, can't find my China markers that I like to use. So I'm going to use a Sharpie. Oops, sorry. Sharpie. And I think I'm just going to put in just a little bit of these little gaps. Maybe. Okay. And then we do I know, I included the button in there. Okay. So I guess it kind of looks like a speech bubble. So these were the sentiments that I have left. The only one I could think that would be kind of cool was with brave wings she flies, but I really don't want to add wings to a tiger. So what I thought I'd do, in the comment below, tell me what you think this piece, what they're thinking. I mean, my first thoughts are O-S-H-I-T. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I apologize. But it would be interesting. So if I pick your sentiment or comment or thought, I will video it in the next video, because these prompts are 5 days a week. So I'll be doing another video tomorrow for 5. Well, actually, probably not. You won't see another one until Monday. So if I feature your prompt or your little word, I will videotape it and honor you for an awesome thought bubble quote. Does that make sense? And I'll put it up here and I'll type it out. So that is how I'm going to leave it, guys. Again, I really hope and encourage you guys to do some professional development on your own or whatever, especially if you're an artist. And if you want to, I encourage you, let me get my note, and I'll have all this stuff in the description below. Junk Journal Divas, wonderful Facebook group. The prompt for this month is Pick 3 with Kri. It's a mixed media prompt project. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. Can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you so much for coming along, and you guys have a wonderful day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Oh, I always forget to do this. I'm just going to give you guys a video close-up, and then I'll take a picture if you want to see kind of up close. Because sometimes in these videos, depending on what device you watch these on, you can't really see the piece very well. So hopefully you guys don't mind just a little bit of a close-up and you can see more details. And then I will leave you with Rolo snoring on the chair. Bye, guys.